Hi there, this is Chuck with MTG The Journey. Um, we've had some people ask us if we would do videos so far on how to brew decks or how to make rogue decks. So one of the biggest tools that I've found that helped me out tremendously in my early days of brewing was tappedout.net. And I am on tappedout.net at Shadowland here. This is me. Uh, I'm on here. I've worked my way up the ranks. And I'm actually an admin on here now. As you can see, I'm very active on this site. I'm ranked 15th out of like probably 6,000 people on this site. I'm very, very active on here. I'm on here probably 3-4 times a day checking stuff and helping people out, brewing decks, so on and so forth, giving advice. And it's a huge community. It's really awesome, and you should check it out. If you're not on here, you should be on here. And this tool will really, really help you. And I just kind of wanted to go over a little bit today as to how you can use this site to really help you brew decks, because it has a lot of really good abilities to hunt for cards and find cards. And you can really see how they work and play test with them as well. So I want to kind of show this off a little bit today as we look to build a deck here together as a community. And so let me go ahead and show you some of the features that this has. So first off, I want to show off the deck building tool here. Okay, so you just come down here to your decks or whatever, and you won't have any starting off, but you'll go ahead and just click add a deck here. And it's going to ask us for some information. I'm just going to go ahead and type in Esper mid-range control, because that's what I want to build here. Format we're going to say is standard. So for hubs, you're going to say it's Esper we'll type in mid-range and control, and that'll help people find it, give us advice or whatever else. We can choose to share. We'll say it appears on our profile, and it's a prototype because we're not done with it yet. Just say building around new cards from Born of the Gods to make an Esper mid-range. So, and as our featured card on here, let's put Oreskos, King of Bramaz. Even though he's a $25 card already, he might come down a little bit. And then you come down here and you can add Mainboard. So let's say we know we want two of Oreskos, King of Bramaz. And that's all we know we're going to put in here so far, right? So for our, we're going to have lands in here. And one thing I always do when I brew decks, even though I know the lands might change a little bit as we move forward to make do for more colors that we might move into, one thing that we can do is we can go ahead and just add, we know we're going to want 4 hollowed fountains in here. We know we're going to want, 4 of the Temple of Deceit. We know we're going to want 4 watery graves. We know we're going to want 4 Temple of Silence. We're going to want 4 Godless Shrines. And I'm not sure what the new Temple of Enlightenment maybe is what it is. So you're going to want to add your lands in first, so that as you're building, you're not like, oh crap, now I've got to add in lands. That really screws me up. Just add your lands first, and then build from there. And you can take away lands and add lands and move things around to try to fix your mana the way you want it to make sure you get your draws right, so on and so forth. So this, I don't know if this Oreskos King of Bramaz is spelled right, so we'll find out here in a second whether it is or not. It's probably going to tell me, nope, couldn't find it. So what we'll do is we'll go up here to cards. Actually, crap, I shouldn't have done that. Hopefully it saved it. Dadgummit. Try again. Resend. Come on. Please be there. Okay, cool. It did save it. So we'll go up here and we'll open this link in the new tab here to cards, and let's just go to Born of the Gods here, and we'll find him and find out how we spell him right. So let's look here. See, like I said, all of these are already on here for you to build with. And I mean, Brahma's King of Oreskos. I had it backwards. See, we can go ahead and copy that, and we'll just come over here. Yeah, we know we messed up. So we'll go ahead and add this in here, and we'll go ahead and add this in here. Make sure what else was there that is saying. Okay, that's the only one that it couldn't do. So we'll go ahead and save. I don't know if I have the Temple of Enlightenment, and we'll check that here in a second. So now you can see that we've come up with this here. We have the Brahma's King of Oreskos here. He has vigilance. White one. Whenever he attacks, you put a white one soldier attacking with vigilance, and whenever he blocks, you put a 1/1 cat soldier with vigilance. I mean, he's dynamite. So here we have. I guess I did get it right, actually. Temple of Enlightenment. Yep, white blue. Sounds great. So we have 24 lands already right there. That's all of our lands. So I mean, you would figure we should be able to come up with a pretty good mix with all of those dual lands there. It's tons of scrying, tons of ability to fix our mana there. But we have our 24 mana right there, which is basically what you're going to want to build. Anywhere between 23 and 25 mana is basically going to, or lands, I should say, not mana, lands to get the consistency that you want out of your lands, because in a mid-range you're going to want to hit a lot of land, because we're going to have a lot of big casting cost stuff later, and stuff like this that has a double white casting cost here, you're going to want to be able to hit that. So that's one of the biggest things. Another thing you want to look at here, this is now that you've built your deck here, you can go into the playtester here, right here on the side, and you can playtest the deck, and it's going to come up here, and it gives you the ability to come in here, and of course all it's going to be available to us at the beginning is land, because that's pretty much all we have in this deck. But it gives you the ability to play your lands, tap them. You can come over here or to your library. I don't know if it'll let you. So anyways, you can turn over your top card. You see it's a Godless Shrine. You can put it on the bottom of the library or top of the library here. So you can kind of simulate how your deck would play out and what you'd see in your opening hands and how your first couple of turns would progress. The one downside it does have is that you can't duel it against another deck right on the same screen. But one thing you can do is you can open this up, and then you can go back into here, go pull up somebody else's deck, and play test it on this screen, and just kind of go back and forth between the two to see how your deck would progress against someone else's deck. You can pick anyone's deck. You can come up here to the top of the screen, and usually there's a featured deck or something up here where this advertisement is right now. There's a featured deck up here that you can click on and just play test against, so on and so forth. You can just do draw a hand here just to see what your hands would look like as you build and play test and change things, just to see, hey, look, this is what my opening hand might look like. And then you can click over here and see what your next card that you would draw would be, so on and so forth. And it gives you a TCG player price is how much your deck is worth. And it tells you how many cards you have in your deck, what your average converted mana cost is, what legal formats it might be in, any type of suggestions. It tells you what your mana curve is versus, see, right now we only have white casting costs on the outside. So, and then it'll give you what your mana symbols are in the center here, and allow you to kind of adjust your mana curve based on what you're trying to cast and so on and so forth. And this down here is also another, how many you have at what converted mana cost. So we have one at 3 and a bunch at 0 right now. So this is all of our land at 24 here. So this is a really, really, really good tool for you to use when you're brewing decks. And this is what we're going to be using moving forward to showcase kind of our our deck building, and show you guys how to build some good decks. But this is one of the biggest tools that I use to build decks. So as we move forward, we can show you guys a little bit more about how the site works. But it's a huge tool, and if you can figure out a few things and just get on here and start messing around with it as I move forward, and give you some tips as to what you're looking for to brew a compatible or competitive rogue deck, you'll want to definitely use this site. I think it's really awesome. And another couple of features here that you want to look at is this is deck cycling. This is going to throw your deck up on the main page for people to comment on or give you suggestions or so on and so forth. And if you have feature tokens, you can click on the feature queue over here, and that's what's gonna get you up here in this advertisement slot, and it showcases you a little bit more because it'll add you to the queue, and you'll get showcased up there for a certain amount of time, and it'll keep you in the queue for the day, so where it'll just keep popping up and people can see it. So that's a really good ability there, and you can actually export your decks from here into a printable text format or MTGO or so on and so forth to be able to put this together. And it's I mean, you got a lot of tools you can use here. So I would recommend you to go check this out and use it and try it out, because it's got a lot of benefits for you, and it's free, doesn't cost you anything. You can donate to become, I think it's like $5 to become a member and help out these guys with the cost of running this website. I've actually donated quite a few times to them to try to help them out a little bit. And yeah, so I would recommend coming and checking this out. And when you become a featured member, you can do a lot of things. You can add cards to the database and so on and so forth. And I mean, there's a lot of perks to being a premium member. I have been for a long time now, but you know, you can do cool stuff like change your name to look like this. It looks normal, like just a little blue name normally when you click on it. But you know, and then over here it's got your, you know, you can put when you've been playing since and your favorite formats, and you can suggest cards to other members that they add, and you can put your MTGO username on here, and so on and so forth. And this is just a fantastic tool. Other people talk to you on here, and you can trade. Trading is another huge part of this website. If you don't mind trading through the mail, you can come over here. You have a trade binder. I'll just show you this real quick before we close out here. I don't want to keep you up too far, but these are all things that you can trade with people. And actually, I did receive those cards in the mail, so I'll just go ahead and mark that as being received. And yeah, you can just put stuff in here, what you're looking for. These are all people I've traded with on here, so there are a lot of good users on here to trade with. Some of the bigger ones, you know, they're very reliable, and the more people you have that you've traded with in here, and that these are all people that have vouched for me, saying that I'm a good trader, so that's pretty awesome. And then you can come down here and build yourself a want list and a have list here of all the cards that you have and want to be able to trade. And you know, it seems like a pretty good, you know, it's a pretty good system. I've gotten screwed a couple of times, but the better you follow the rules of trading, then the better off it is. So, you know, that's just one way that you can look at things here, and that's another perk to the website. So, you know, let me know what you think of that, and we'll start building the deck here fairly quickly, and I'll do some more videos on deck building, but I just kind of wanted to showcase Tapped Out here to give you an idea of a tool that you can use to brew some decks, and one that you probably should use, in my opinion. But that's just me, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and this has been Chuck with MTG The Journey, and look forward to more deck brewing videos coming up here very shortly. Alright, thanks guys.